Hello, people of Earth. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I had to re-record because my fan was going off, even though I turned it off, and it finally went off. So I have 2 minutes of footage that I can't use because I hate fans. When I watch videos and I can hear the no. Anyway, I'm re-recording. By the title of this video, you can tell this is going to be a little bit of a review, a little bit of a rant. Me just yelling to a camera by myself about fictional characters again. Where do we start? Okay, so I love Atypical seasons 1 and 2. 3, it did this. Atypical season 3 did this. And then Atypical season 4 just landslided. Just why? Because they tried to do a woke season and it did not work. Why? I'm gonna discuss it. TV shows that have done a woke season well include like Grey's Anatomy. I said it. Grey's Anatomy, season 17 and the season where they have the hospital shooter, to me, are the better woke season. Every season of Grey's Anatomy is a woke season. I think. I need to rewatch I'm not rewatching it, but we're not talking about Grey's Anatomy. Anyway, that show has a couple of seasons that do it really well. And then, oh shoot, what was the second one? I had a second one. I forgot. Anyway, shows can do a woke season well, okay? It's been done before. If you don't even like Grey's Anatomy, find the season where there's the hospital shooter. It will scare you. It scared me. I watched it and actually had to stop watching it, I think, because it was just a lot. Because it was shot so well and it felt too real in America. It just felt way too real. Anyway, this video isn't about Grey's Anatomy. What did I say? Anatomy. Also, Luna. This is my Build-A-Bear of Luna. She's gonna be my buddy today. I don't know why. I just need the magic right now. I need the magic, and the magic, okay? So, Atypical failed. In many aspects. First of all, Atypical, I think what happened... Where do I begin? I need to just start. So, this season has a very big focus on Cazzie. In my opinion, the best two characters in the show are Paige and... I can't remember his name. The main character. I'm such a fake fan. I forget his name. I feel so dumb. The brother. The main character. I can remember Zahid. I like Zahid. I think he's cool. He's a good foil to Sam. Sam! I accidentally remembered. Okay, so Sam and Paige are to me, they're funny. I think Zahid's funny. I think they really mess around with his character. They could add depth, but they didn't. In my opinion, what they should have done is taken the focus off of Cazzie and put it on Zahid, because Zahid's character has a lot of depth that we just gloss over. They did my man Zahid dirty. I don't appreciate it. So there's that. The thing that really bothered me about this season is that I don't have the words. They just messed around so much with Cazzie's character that they ruined her, and whenever she was on screen, I wanted her off of my screen. Cazzie, to me, is so annoying. I know this is an unpopular opinion. If you've been on the channel, you know that this doesn't really bother me. I've had a lot of unpopular opinions on this channel. I do not care. I don't care. It's my opinion. You can have your opinion and just listen to me or not. I don't care. Anyway, so this season has a really heavy focus on Cazzie and Izzy's relationship, which I don't like. And look, we gotta take the whole, I don't want to say the gayness out of it. We need to take the whole representation part out of it to have this conversation, because I don't care if it's a gay relationship. I care if it's a well-written relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not well written. It's not well written. Cassie's a cheater. Cazzie is a cheater. And what I think is interesting about the show is that it tries to take a woke angle in season 4, but it's like the least woke show. It does not the least woke show. It like doesn't go by its own rules, because the two like bi characters that, well, there's 3 bi characters, but like the two out of the main cast, the dad, the mom, Cazzie, and Sam, right? 2 of them are bi. Elsa, the mom, and Cazzie, right? They're both bi. There's a whole thing about it, like, they're both bi. And a huge part of the plot and family dynamics that happen, or just the plot, rely on the cheating. That the two, like, the most, half the cast is bi, and they're the cheaters. Like, it's a huge part of the plot that they cheated. It's a huge part of the plot. Side note, there's a stereotype that bi people cheat. And I find it interesting that in a show that's trying very hard in the season to be woke, did that. They made those choices to have the 2 bi characters be cheaters. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Also, another side tangent, do we need to have a conversation about how, like, all of the, like, white characters, like the white main characters, have a person of color best friend? Do we need to have that conversation? Do we need to have that conversation? Anyway, I gotta move on, because that just made me mad. That made me so mad. Elsa cheats on Doug, right? And Cazzie cheats on Evan. And Elsa doesn't come clean to Doug. Cazzie comes clean to Evan sooner in the timeline. If we were putting both the timelines of cheating and the relationships, Cazzie confessed to Evan earlier than Elsa confessed to Doug, and Cazzie did less. However, they both still cheated. And Elsa eventually gets back with Doug, right? This is kind of the season where they're like, Doug and Elsa seem to be fully past the cheating by now. And then Cazzie is dating Izzy. We get Cazzie and Izzy screen time a lot. And it's not well written, because Izzy's not a good person. I hate Izzy. I don't hate her. I really dislike I do dislike Cazzie. I dislike Izzy. She's not good for Cazzie. She's not good for Cazzie. Do we need to talk about the track meet? Cazzie and Izzy had a track meet, and Izzy's like, I don't think we should, but there's a party. I'm going. Do you want to go? And she's like encouraging Cazzie to go. No. Significant others are supposed to encourage their partner to excel. Going to a party is going to damage your performance in a track meet or any sporting event the next day. Period. Whatever. What I think should have happened is that Cazzie doesn't cheat on Evan, breaks it off with Evan, dates Izzy, and Izzy cheats on Cazzie. That's what I think should have happened. And I think there would have been a cool foil, because I don't like how we have this, sympathize with Elsa moment. I don't like that. I don't, no. No. I understand the context of Elsa cheating because Doug left when Sam was like diagnosed with autism. It was around that time he left, right? I forget for how long, but for a hot minute. I understand the context. But what I don't like about Casey's cheating timeline is that she's like, there's a big point in the season to be like, she's queer, right? Which is, we love that. I'm not saying that's wrong. I am queer. I don't think there's anything wrong with having queer characters. However, she's written as a cheater, and the way no. Evan was nice. I think what would have been interesting is if Casey broke it off with him to date Izzy without the cheating. Why did we have to have the cheating? Because that just ruins Casey's character, and she never acknowledges that it's bad. I saw a Reddit post that said, like, someone said, I don't think she needs to acknowledge that she did anything bad because she felt bad, and we saw that how she was crying to Evan, how she said, I'm sorry. I disagree. I think she should have had a moment where she was like, man, I messed up. I think there should have been, I think that should have happened. I get that, like, she comes clean to Evan later or sooner than Elsa did, but I just think it's weird. I just think it's weird. Also, Izzy annoys me. I don't know if she annoys anyone else. I don't find her to be funny, to be interesting. She has a lot of stuff going on, but again, they don't develop it. Even throughout this entire season, they have all of these plot lines that they do nothing with. Zahid with his nursing. Where's that? Where is that? That was a huge thing. That was a huge thing. Also, Gretchen came back. That was a huge point of contentment for last season. And she just comes back and everyone's like, they're mad, but like, that was a huge part of season 3. That like ended his friendship with Sam. Because of like the shoplifting thing with Gretchen. And she just comes back. Why is she back? In my opinion, they should have had Zahid have like a really healthy relationship and again focus the story on Zahid. Because I think Casey as a character, you just wrecked her. After the cheating thing, I don't like her anymore. I find her annoying now. I liked Casey because she treated Sam like everyone else. Like, she didn't treat him differently because he had autism. She still messed around with him and stuff, right? Also, one of the plot lines that didn't go anywhere was when they were in the freezer, Casey steals Paige's keys to the potato place that she's the manager at, and there's a part where like Sam takes one of the boxes and he puts it in front of the fan and he says this will make it warmer in here, but they never show him taking the box away from the fan. And from my perspective as a viewer, I'm like, oh, this is gonna lead to Paige getting in trouble because they messed up all the ingredients because it got too warm in there. If you know the scene I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I thought that was going to lead to something in the next episode where Paige gets in trouble and she gets fired because Casey and Sam went into a restaurant freezer and wrecked all the ingredients. I thought that was going to be... No. It led to nothing. And I get that it was supposed to be like Casey helping Sam prepare for an Antarctica. And then that doesn't make sense. Whatever. Another plot line that didn't go anywhere was when Sam wants to go to Antarctica, right? That's a huge That's that's his whole character, basically, for the whole season. He wants to go to Antarctica, right? And he finds a program that costs a certain amount of money, and he's trying to raise money to afford this program to go to Antarctica, because you can't, what they literally say in the show is you can't just go to Antarctica, right? It's freezing cold, you don't want to die, there's tons of wild animals because it's the wild. Someone who comes from like anywhere else, you can't just go to Antarctica, you have to prepare, and you need to have an expert come with you, at least in my opinion, so you don't die. If you're born in Antarctica, you probably know how, like, your parents or whoever taught you how to navigate living in Antarctica. You can't just go to Antarctica. That's what I'm getting at. And the whole series is about him trying to get money to afford a program so he can go to Antarctica, because you can't just go to Antarctica on your own. And then, which is something they say in the show, and then in the last episode, the program gets canceled because Sam was the only person in it. And you know what they did? Sam's like, I'll just go to Antarctica. And his dad comes with him. So, what was the whole point of everything else? What was the point of him trying to get with the program? Because he literally says you can't just go to Antarctica. Because even though Sam knows all of these things about Antarctica, he's done his research, that's a whole other thing than actually going there and actually surviving there and not dying. That's a different thing. You can't just go to Antarctica. Anyway, I just thought that was so weird, because even if you could just go to Antarctica in the real world, not fictional world, he literally, the whole point of him trying to get in that program is him saying, I can't just go to Antarctica. But then that's what he does in the last season with his dad. Make it make sense. Because also traveling there is a whole thing. Another thing that really pissed me off, they don't add any depth to Izzy, because, okay, the cheating happened. I can't make the writers go back in time. It happened. We're in season 4. But add depth to Izzy's character. If we're going to have all this screen time with Izzy and Cazzie together, why don't we have screen time with Izzy literally one-on-one with her mom, or flashbacks with her and her mom? Because her mom, like, Izzy talks about her being drunk and not a good mom, especially, like, to her siblings, and how she had to, like, take care of her siblings. Where are her siblings? I didn't see any of Izzy's siblings throughout the entire show. Where are her siblings? Where are they? Because that's a huge part of Izzy's character, because she talks about how her family life is so, like, disruptive, and how it's really affected her negatively. Where is it? Where's the showing? We're getting telling, not showing. I don't understand it, because we had so much screen time with them both. Why? And we didn't even see her siblings, which was another whole point. Like, it made no sense, because Cazzie went to her house, and Elsa went to Izzy's house. Where are the siblings? Where are they? Am I missing a plot point? Did, like, they leave with her dad? No, her dad left, right? I'm so confused. I don't understand that. Anyway, because Izzy's moody. Okay, we just have to admit, Izzy's moody. but it makes sense because there's context, but we're not shown the context, so that just makes me not like her. Because here's the thing, in Grey's Anatomy, I don't like a lot of the characters. However, they have so much depth to them that I find them entertaining because they're interesting to me. That's what they could have done with Izzy, but they don't. They don't. Anyway. Paige and Sam, they had cute moments throughout the show. There was the scene, also another thing that didn't make sense, there was a scene when, like, Gretchen came, right? I already talked about this. But Paige basically tells Gretchen, I'm having a hard time turning on Sam. And Gretchen's response is, well, you gotta, like, know his kink. You need to know his kink and use that. And she takes a picture of her, she takes pictures, sends them to Zahid, and Zahid, like, comes running in, and then they go have sex, right? And what Paige does is she mimics Gretchen and takes a picture of her butt and actually sends, and it's, like, with her in, like, pink underwear, and she accidentally sends it to, like, the Gardner group chat, which is Sam's family group chat. She actually sends it to the group chat instead of to Sam, which is funny, I guess. However, Paige blames Gretchen for giving her bad advice, but Gretchen didn't tell her to do that. And what Paige does eventually, and says, screw Gretchen, I'm just going to do my own thing, and she does, like, the Adelaide, which is a type of penguin, like, mating call, and she has, like, a black and white dress on to, like, mimic a penguin. And she does the mating call because she knows Sam likes penguins, therefore his kink, which is what Gretchen told her to do. I'm going to rephrase it so it makes a little bit more sense. Gretchen tells Paige to find his kink and do that, and instead Paige mimics what Gretchen does with Zahid, but to Sam. And then Paige says, screw Gretchen, I'm going to do my own thing. And then she does the Adelaide mating call dance with, like, a penguin-esque dress. Because Sam likes penguins, therefore that's his kink, which is what Gretchen told you to do. So why is that whole episode doesn't make sense, because Gretchen didn't tell Paige to send graphic pictures to Sam. She said to find his kink. But then Paige mimics Gretchen and then claims that she's doing her own thing by doing the Adelaide mating dance and wearing a black and white dress, when that's what Gretchen told her to do. So that's just confusing. That's gaslight. That's a little gaslight. Like, what's going on here? I was so confused. I'm like, that's what Gretchen told you to do. Anyway, I don't think Casey and Izzy are a good match. I think they should have broken up a while ago. They should have broken up, period. Next point, we need to talk about Rebellion episode. What's it called? I forget what it's called. It's the one where they have a protest about the school dress uniform code, the dress code at the school, the fancy school, right, that Casey goes to now with Izzy. It starts with socks. Casey, no, it was either I think it was Izzy or Casey. One of them got dress coded for socks and Izzy says it's unfair because with boys, since they wear pants, like, you can't see their socks, but since the girls wear skirts, you can see their socks. So boys don't really have a chance to get dress coded for socks, but girls do. That's her point, right? Understandable. I get where she's coming from. And then Izzy digs up the dress code and just starts going through it. She starts picking it apart, being like, hey, this is kind of messed up that, like, girls have to wear that. Like, she starts picking it apart, right? And then she does the the protest or whatever, where the guys are wearing dresses and the girls are wearing pants. And she says, like, this is an attack on gender expression. I think it was not well done. I don't agree with how they wrote it. I get that Izzy goes into the dress code and she finds things that are like, you're kind of telling girls you wear this, boys you wear that, and that is an attack on gender expression. But that's not the original offense. You know what I'm saying? I think to me, they should have shown, again, they told us they should have shown a guy wearing his hair a certain way, or a guy wearing a dress or a skirt, or a girl wearing pants or a girl wearing shorts instead of a skirt, right? Instead of it coming from socks, because then we're not being shown the point. We're just being told they have these rules and everyone's following them, and they're messed up because they say, boys, you wear this, girls, you wear that. Do I have anything else to talk about? I don't think so. Can you tell that my hair got progressively fluffier throughout this video? Let me know if you did, because I came out of the shower, because I want to be fresh for you all, you know? So I showered, and when that happens, my hair went from, like, being wet to fluffy. One last thing that I want to talk about is Evan's sister. What were the videos? If you're just watching me rant about season 4 of Atypical and you didn't watch it, basically Evan's sister, which is Casey's ex that Casey cheated on to get with Izzy, Evan's sister throughout the season has been sending Casey videos of her baking things and then just going to town on them, like tearing them up. I think she she put a cake and lawnmowered it, and she sent the video to Casey, and they were kind of disturbing. I'm not gonna lie to you, they were disturbing, and Casey kind of just watches them and is like, this is kind of weird, and that's it. And Evan's sister forgives Casey in the end, which I think is bizarre, because if someone who was my friend through my sibling because they were dating and then they cheat on my sibling, I wouldn't forgive them for that. That's a crummy thing to do. Why would you do that? I wouldn't forgive you. Anyway, why? My main point is why? Why did we have this whole plot point of Evan's sister sending Casey these weird videos of her being really aggressive to things that she baked, because her whole personality is that she can bake and she likes this dog, their dog, right? Evan and hers dog. They love this dog and she can bake. That's like most of her character. And she keeps baking things and then just violently destroying what she baked, and then she sends the videos to Casey. Why? Like, to show how mad she is at Casey. That's really disturbing. If someone was doing that to me, I would show up to their house. I wouldn't cheat on someone. And anyway, if someone was doing that to me, I would go up to their house and be like, do we have a problem? Because you're sending me really disturbing videos of you destroying baked goods, and then you keep sending them to me. What's going on here? Stop. If you keep sending me these things, I'm going to come back here and we're going to settle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that just a thing that happens and then is immediately resolved later when Casey is at Evan's house because they find the dog because like the dog was running around, and Sam gives Evan the dog because Casey's out driving with Sam because they're doing a driving lesson. And Sam goes inside to give Evan the dog, and then Evan, being a nice boy, because he's nice, he's a nice kid, he doesn't get mad at Sam. Like, he doesn't blame Sam for what Casey did, which a lot of people do. I don't know why, but anyway. Evan doesn't blame Sam and is like, hey, do you want to play this game with me? And it's like, it's a driving game, which is kind of an interesting thing because he was driving. And while Casey's waiting for Sam, Evan's sister comes out and like they have this weird conversation, and then Evan's sister forgives Casey. But why? And also the sister ends up making Casey a shirt that's, I think, says best friends forever or something. Why? Why is the sister even in this episode at all? Or, I'm sorry, in the season at all? Why? This felt like a weird plot point that just kept coming up, and I was just like, this is disturbing. This is disturbing. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Atypical Season 4. They tried to be woke. They failed. Go watch Grey's Anatomy. Okay, just watch Grey's Anatomy. Period. Atypical is very stereotypical in how in the choices they made. Let's just say that. I already said my piece, but they were very stereotypical in their choices. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. Anyway. That's it. I don't know what I was gonna say. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope this video was entertaining. Please subscribe. Check out my other videos. I'm trying to upload more. I will be moving soon again, which is so much. I hate moving. But I need to because I can't stay in this apartment any longer. I hate it here. I'm gonna come out with a video talking about the book that I released. I have a book, by the way, link in the description. I'm gonna make a video about it because one of y'all suggested it, so I think I'm gonna make a video about it. I don't know. I have to do notes on it first. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.